All right, everyone. How are you doing? It is so good to see you. You know that I haven't seen you in a while. You haven't seen me in a while. Man, so much stuff has been going on, but it is good to see you here on this October 31st of 2025. I am Marwan Cameron. This is The Conduit. We've got a great show for you today. We're going to go ahead and check, make sure that we are 5 by 5 before we get going. I hope that everyone is staying dry, and please be careful, folks. It's going to be dry, slick, or wet, slick, and dark. So if the kitties are out trying to get some candy, do make sure that you are paying attention and looking for them, right? Because they're going to be so excited for their treats, they may not be paying attention. And visibility is down when it's rainy. But with no further ado, this isn't the show that I do by myself. I do this with Kathy. So, Kathy, how are you doing? How are you doing? How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing good.
Welcome back.
Busy as usual.
Yes, yes.
Recovering from surgery.
Well, tell us a little bit, like what's been going on, right? So last we heard, you were taking a hiatus because you had your surgery, right? So you need to take a break, and now you're back. So, update everyone because people care about you.
Yeah. Well, so I'm still recovering, still struggling, mostly, and as like you too, struggling with nerve pain and trying to get relief from that. You know, aging. My body's aging. So, um, yeah, we can talk about medical because that's like one topic I do want to talk about because I think people need to know about what's going on in the systems out there. But I figured to update you on what's going on in Enetai. And you did pull open our website there. If you scroll down, um, keep going to the big pictures. You'll see another big picture way down at the bottom. Um, we had out in Enetai on the property where they want to cut down all the trees. We have yet a new landslide below that. There we go.
Whoa.
And it's not really didn't display all the way to the ends of the page where you can really get the whole thing of it. But um, this whole hillside continues to slide, and this was a huge slide. I think this could have been just even from the recent rains. So, and I don't know if I told you this. This is just an interesting factoid. It's one time when I was out there last January, right on the edge of the slide at the top, which it was a steep drop, we found a red sleeping bag like laid out in like some headphones. And it's like, well, this is kind of weird. It was in the middle of the day. And why? And it was like a fairly new sleeping bag. And it's like, well, what is this doing out here? It's like, well, you would think if it was somebody who was sleeping out there, you'd think they would have rolled it up and put it away.
Right.
So we all were like going, well, maybe the slide happened in the middle of the night and the person got up and
ran away, hopefully, and they're safe.
Or they fell down.
Oh,
because I mean, literally, this was like inches away from the edge of the slide. And I did let one of the commissioners know who did send the sheriffs out there, I believe.
Oh, good.
But it's a lot of dirt that came down.
And you can see this is roots and all, right? I mean, look at that.
Yeah, the first slide was at least 150 foot long and 50 foot deep.
Wow.
That just went down. And then this is even bigger now. So, and right above this is where they want to cut all the trees and put 200 houses.
Right here.
Below that.
Oh, below this one.
No, the one that you were just at. This one.
Oh, that's where they want it. So they want to cut all these trees and put the 200.
That stuff all fell down the hill. It's like a steep slope. Everything on top of the slope, they want to cut down.
They want to cut down.
So it's those trees is what's hold that ground together. So it's kind of mind-boggling to think that somebody would even think about doing this. There's a reason why it's never been developed. It's because it's considered high geological hazard. and wetlands, and down below is state tidelands where smelt do their thing, and I mean there's just all kinds of environmental stuff going on here, and then the old growth forest that's above there. It's like all one ecosystem with animals that even animals like salamanders and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, and all the birds. There's eagles out there and owls, and so I think, and I think we did talk about this maybe a month or two ago, that the so-called liaison for the developer, who is John Rose, he's responsible for the whole rezone thing up in North County that got everybody in a tizzy, where they want to put in a YMCA, and he's they what these developer cartel people do is they go and they get these pieces of property, and if they're difficult, then they hire the most aggressive kind of engineering type people and environmental people that will, I would call, massage the reports to minimize what's going on there. And so what is really happening here on this property is, I think they are preparing to put in a permit.
Mm-hmm.
And so if they can get this somehow permitted, then they'll flip it. Because these people within this county, they know how to game the county. They know all the rules. They know how to just make it just under something to get it not have to do an environmental impact report. I mean, it's pretty bad. So we think this is what they're getting ready to do.
And so, again, as we talk about this, right, where Bremerton City Council says, well, it's not them, right? We got to go to the county. And so what does the county say?
Well, what the city keeps saying is, um, we asked them to take us out of the UGA
Mm-hmm.
because we're in the Bremerton UGA. We shouldn't be in the UGA because we don't have sewer there. The city already admits they will never pay for sewer there. And they have recently said in writing that only developers, the only way sewer's coming in our part of Enetai is if a developer pays. So we keep insisting that we want to be taken out of the UGA. They say that that's not our job, that's the county's job. And I asked the city council recently, would you please, I understand that the county that administratively could take us out of the UGA if they chose to, but the city can put in a letter to the county requesting it. So, and so far, they're not doing that.
So where are they at with that? I mean, have you talked to city council as a collective or individually?
Well,
Is anyone?
the last time I tried to is when they it was the first night that they said nobody can talk.
Wow.
So I can't go in and talk about it because it's a general issue, and unless they put it on their agenda, I guess, they won't talk about it. But they keep saying that that's not our job, Mom. That's kind of where it's at. When they can write a letter, I mean, obviously right now the county is under a remand of their comprehensive plan. And one of the issues is because they added, I think, 550 acres into the UGA.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that was all done out towards the airport for the city of Bremerton.
Gotcha.
So I'm sure that they had to have asked the county to do that. So why can't they ask to take us out?
Mm-hmm.
So I just think one city council person said, well, I have other more important things to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like they may need to go and do some other things in the private sector, so they don't have to worry about that, right? Then they can go ahead and do the other things that they need to worry about doing. It's interesting that you have progressives and conservatives coming together, both saying, "Hey, you are taking away free speech by doing this." And so that was the last city council meeting. And so this is egregious behavior by them. as a collective to take this away and to push this off until after the elections when they are likely to bring this back. So,
Right, I tried to get up and talk, but I was quickly shut down.
hmm
And I sent it in writing to the city council. Nobody
that
responded
just
back
seems
to
like
me.
it's just lost,
Yeah,
right?
it's like just throwing it into a black hole.
Right.
And then I can't really get the county to respond either.
hmm
But I keep asking. So, I mean, they need to. Uh, I mean, it just we should never have been on the UGA in the first place. And I will say though, the one thing I noticed in the Kitsap Sun when they were doing the interviews with all the candidates
hmm
that well, first of all, I already know that Mr. Wheeler wants sewer. I mean, he's kind of set this up, and this back door allowed it to happen to extend sewer out into the UGA.
mm
And then, as you know, Jeff Coughlin, who's also running for mayor, he was like the head of the city council, and he's the one that kind of basically gavelled us in to let's go ahead and approve this. I put in the vote to do it, and apparently the article that I read in the Sun, it was asking the different candidates on different things, and one of them was about development.
Right.
And I believe he answered, well, I want to see development, infill development, and not cut down forests. And I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting because you voted to essentially cut down a forest
Right.
for development. So now you're saying that you don't believe in that?
And that's the big issue with Jeff Coughlin, right? Is he often is saying one thing, but then doing the exact opposite, but making it sound like he's for the other thing, and he's been caught in that repeatedly, right? With Wheeler, he's doing what he wants to do, but at least he's consistent in telling you that's what he's going to do. He's not trying to, pull the wool over your eyes. This is what it is. This is why I'm doing it. You don't have to like it. So, it's kind of like racism to me, right? Like I like it straight up in my face. If you feel some kind of way about me, let me know. You don't have to smile in my face and stab me in the back. And so that's kind of to me, that's how Jeff Coughlin moves, right? He's going to say what you want to hear, but you literally just voted to push through the very opposite thing. And that's the issue. So as if you become mayor, oh God, what's it really going to be?
I know. Yeah, it's unknown.
Right.
And I think that in what I'm seeing in politics everywhere, I mean, everybody's talking out both sides of their, what, and nobody's telling the truth. They do. They just tell you what you want to hear. Nobody's direct. I mean, I know I have issues sometimes dealing with the county because they don't like that I'm so direct, but I don't really care. I mean, I try to call it like it is, and because we want to do something in our community.
But there's things that we have to address. There's no money. Right. Resources are drying up. We have not hit our recession. We see what's happening over in is that Jamaica? What area just got hit?
The hurricane. Yeah.
The hurricane, right?
I think Cuba got hit too.
We see what's happening in the Midwest. It's getting worse and worse and worse, and there's no resources for that. So we need to be proactive and do the things that we need to do now, and not, I'll look into it, and I'm supportive of that, but da 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 da. No, we're gonna have to make some. Yeah, we're going to make some hard decisions. That's what it is, right? So be honest with the people. It's time to tighten our belts. This is what we're going to have to do to see ourselves through this because we don't know how long this dark period is going to be. But we've been just riding high and kicking the can down the road, and here we are.
I think that it's not even just in our county, but in the state, that there's a certain level of denial. It really is it's all broken. It just is. It's very bad, and I think that people don't understand how bad it really is. I think, because nobody's really telling the truth.
Well, and then it just ends up being a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more, right? You're already suffering. Then all of a sudden, hey, there's a government shutdown. Oh, hey, well that's tough. You need to go to work and you're not getting paid. Oh, well, now you know what, SNAP benefits are going away. Oh,
Well,
well,
which did you hear that they're back on now?
yeah, that the feds are saying that they're gonna.
Two judges ruled that they have to pay the SNAP benefits.
Right. But you still already have the bread lines that have already formed for those that
All the
are.
people that freaked out over it,
Right. Well, no, well, not even
too.
those people. It's the folks that had their jobs that aren't at work right now. Right
Right.
now, all of a sudden, they can't feed themselves. And the thing that is frustrating to me, and I understand it. Right. I've been a contractor for the military, and been through a furlough and things like that, where you're not working, you're not getting paid. Yeah, that's tough. And now those folks need food. And then you see the restaurants and other folks saying, hey, we need to come together. And that's all well and good, and I love to see it. But at the same time, we have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of folks that have been food insecure and hungry. Like, we're literally feet away from the food bank here, and it's overflowing, thank goodness. But that's not the case, right? Food banks were suffering coming into this year. We haven't recovered from COVID
From
yet,
COVID,
right?
yeah.
And it's like, hey, people have been hungry and starving this whole time. And it's like, until it affects you, now it's a big deal, right? Now it's affecting even more people. And so these problems can get so big that there's no way to tackle it. So
Well,
got to
yeah,
make
it
these hard
just
decisions.
collapses.
Just collapses,
Yeah.
right? And then what's going to happen to the premiums for healthcare? Do you want to switch
Well,
into that and kind of talk
well,
about
wait. So before we go there, because that I can have a lot to say about that. It's just to bring you up to date in Enetai. So we have this. They've been out surveying and on our street and stuff, and the surveyors were kind of misled everybody who they were when I just asked them directly, and I know who they are, and they admit it. But they're putting ribbons up through the forest, like that's where the sewer line's going to go. So they're doing their mapping. That's what they're doing. So
Mhm.
we're we're not too happy about that. But the aside from that, though, we start this Sunday to the amend. We're going to amend the Illahee plan.
Oh, okay.
And we talked about that we have that one website, the Illahee Enetai Community.org, to where we're basically going to extend the Illahee Plan borders south into Enetai. And part of when they set that up was they downzone portions of Illahee, like all the areas that are all the steep hills and, not places where you want to build condos
Mm-hmm.
or high density housing. So we're going to meet the 2 Sundays a month. And I think the second is Sunday, and it'll be at the Sylvan Library.
Okay. Is that open
Uh,
for
and
folks to come?
we're hoping, yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
I'd like people. I mean, it's going to be. It's really going to be informal. It's going to be in a small room there. So if people want to come and just ask me questions about what it's all about, I can explain to people one on one or very informally, and kind of take a read on how much people want to get involved. Maybe get some volunteers, advisory board members, because we need to have people in Illahee and Enetai be on the advisory board. I have a list of some,
Oh,
but
nice.
so it's just a way to kind of start the process. And I will be putting out a questionnaire, and then that'll go to the people who would be down zoned,
Mm-hmm.
and then a survey will go online on our website for everybody else in Illahee and Enetai. So just basically people to say what do they want.
And that is this Sunday at Sylvan Way Library. What time?
4 to 5.
4 to 5. 4 p.m. to
And so
5
it'll be
p.m.
the first and third Sundays. So I think the next one it's on our website too,
Okay,
just
first
in
and third
case people
Sunday.
want to go look it up. And I'll put more up there as we move along. So that's kind of our big thing is we'll go through this process and it'll get adopted next December. That's what I was told. Hopefully that's still holding,
Okay.
because it's a big deal
Mm-hmm.
to down zone areas that should never have been zoned this in the first place. It's more appropriate to our neighborhoods and the woods and stuff like that. It's more rural, really. It's not really urban, even though it's right next to the city of Bremerton. But
And it's so critical to keep your foot on the gas, right? I mean, they're hoping that you
that it
you
might go
give up.
away.
Yep.
but so the other two things though is for big things that have happened. For a year and a half, I've been saying you need to get Enetai Creek on the map. This is in the GIS system for the county
Mm-hmm.
because all these planners and people, these developers, they go in and they say, "Oh, well, there's no creek there. It's not on your map."
Mm.
Even though you can stand there and look at it and you can see
You
it,
can see it.
and the county will just pass it. They'll, so finally,
Wow.
the one of the county natural resources person, somebody from Fish and Wildlife and the tribes came out and they mapped it and they
Mm-hmm.
gave it to DNR, who then that's Department of Natural Resources, and then gave it to the county. And I bugged them. Okay, I'm waiting for you to update your GIS system. And so they finally put it on the map. Took me a year and a half, but already there's been some violations, code violations, and I put in. Just because it's even in their system doesn't mean that the county is protecting it. I mean, these developers are just messing with streams and wetlands and forests, and I still am seeing a total lack of enforcement of codes. So, and developers know how to manipulate it. And basically what people are doing is let's just do what we want and don't ask for permission. We'll apologize later.
So let me ask. It sounds like the way to bring attention and to complain is to go to city council or go to the commissioners. And when they don't listen, then where do you go? What do you do?
Well, we're already talking about legal avenues
Mm-hmm.
because there's codes, critical area ordinances that are supposed to be in place to protect these things.
Mm-hmm.
At least put buffers on them so there's some kind of protections on them. So yeah, this has been an ongoing issue, and yeah, we're there's a handful of people that are kind of on this, and I do believe that FutureWise is too.
Okay.
So I keep trying, but it's like banging my head against a wall. And so, but the other good thing is they say they are going to put in a new culvert on Trenton, a fish passage culvert on Enetai Creek.
Okay.
If you ever go down Trenton, it goes way down, and that's where it is. It's all collapsed down there. So I just happened to be at a Board of County Commissioners meeting, and the head of Public Works was giving a presentation. I followed him out in the hallway, and I bent his ear about this collapsed culvert. I just happened to go down there. I took video and pictures, and so I sent it all to him, and he sent somebody out there to inspect it.
Wow. Okay.
So in the spring, they said, when I called up about it, they said, well, call us in the fall to see if it goes on the TIPS list. That's transportation something program.
Mm-hmm.
What they do is they put it on a list to get fixed. Now it could be on the list for 20 years, but
it's on the list. You made the list.
And so I wrote them back about 3 weeks ago, and I said, hey, you said to get back in touch with you about getting on the TIPS list, and I copied the county commissioner about it. Well, and I get an email saying, oh, well, you're the only new one that's going on the list.
Wow.
And it's like, this is the 2026 to 2032 TIPS list. And they said, oh, it'll be more on the back end. And it's like, okay, well, hopefully it doesn't fall off the list. I mean,
well, and how long is the back end, right? How many cars is this train?
Well, and I think the only reason it can make it on the list is because there's grants for fish passages.
Gotcha.
So who knows? Maybe, but it's like a $2 million job.
Gotcha. Okay.
So and the county doesn't have the money to do that. So I mean, it seems like I'm making progress, but it's like one step forward, 3 steps back. And
well, there's a saying that says many hands make light work. We need one about many voices, right? Many voices can actually make change, and it has to be more than you and the few folks that save Enetai. Folks really need to organize and come out and speak as one unified voice in order to see this change happening.
It is, and it's but everybody's just struggling.
And I get it and I understand it. I'm struggling too, but at the same time, that's it's almost like that's what they want, right? It's so convenient. It's like, yep, they're so busy, they're in survival mode, they don't have time to organize, they don't have time to fight. And when they win one because folks are too busy or they could suppress the one voice, then they're emboldened to continue to do the same thing. We don't have to change anything.
Well, and I can use this as an example
Hmm.
when it came out to them typing the stream for Enetai Creek is you can find out and you can see that the county pays I think Wildfish Conservancy to go and look at the streams, map them, and type them for what kind of fish they could be in there. Well, you look at the map and see what's been typed, and it's all in North County
Mm.
or on Bainbridge.
Mm.
So it's obvious that where the money is where it gets done. So
And it's easy to say right now, hey, people need to eat. We need to worry about this later, and it needs to go on the back
exactly.
burner, right? But
Well,
when
so that's what's new in Enetai. So we keep um, we're anticipating that this developer is going to try to get a permit and
well, please, if you can attend tomorrow or on Sunday at Sylvan Way, every first and third Sunday at the Sylvan Way Library. And that is from 4 to 5 p.m. Nice and short, but chock full of information, right? Not going to, soak up your whole day, but you'll be informed and you can make a difference. What I have on the screen here is, as always, I always appreciate, you're very meticulous and you provide a lot of good resources for folks. But again, please write into your local government. As you know, with Bremerton City Council, right now you cannot make public comment or make public recognition. And so this is a way still that, and the only way that you can have your voice heard on things that are not on the consent agenda right now. So this is how you do it, right? And she has this up there. Attend Bremerton City Council meetings. It's a hybrid format every first and third Wednesday. You should do both if you can. Write in and do show up and practice what you want to say, write it down. Believe it or not, 3 minutes goes fast. And when you get up there, you can be so full and fiery and full of venom and vinegar, and things change once you get up there. And all of a sudden, it's like, thank you for your time. And it's like, I had another
you didn't
minute of
even get
stuff
to
to
your
say. So, do write it down. There's no problem with reading it. It's better for you to get out a clear and concise message than to get up there and, I mean, be passionate, be full of feeling. That's important and it's needed. But just make sure that you're clear and concise and you get out what it is that you want to say so that it's not lost, right?
yeah, and index cards. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a good way to just to condense it down because I tend to like have too much, and then if I start going off on a tangent, then I don't, which is easy to do.
Hmm. And what's powerful is you're speaking publicly, right? So if you want to gather allies to you, they have to understand what it is that you're saying. And you have to express to them why that's important as well as city council. City council may already have some general ideas, but you're also talking to the audience, right? They don't want you to turn and face the audience, but the audience can hear, right? And the folks that watch it later, you want to rally
You want
folks
to
to your
educate
side,
them.
to your cause. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just consider that again, but do that. And then the information for the county is there as well. And then we broadcast those here on the conduit for you as well. So you don't have to miss it. Or if you do miss it, you can watch it later. You can rewatch it and get your thoughts together so that you're informed and ready to go. That being said,
Yeah. So what? Healthcare, right?
oh boy, spin a tail.
Oh man, I just see it as getting worse and worse and worse, and I think COVID broke the medical system, but now the whole healthcare thing, premiums. I mean, I can say that um, when you get on Medicare,
Mm-hmm.
which Medicare is, I mean, I've been a patient advocate for probably 25 years, and
Mm.
I know how to navigate the insurance systems. Like, I'm the person who my family members call when they want help. And when I got on Medicare, and I tried to prepare to get on Medicare and educate myself, and it was it was a nightmare.
Mm.
And
And you know
and I
what you're doing.
yeah, yeah, and I know
Wow.
what I'm doing. And within 3 weeks, I mean, I was advised to get on Medicare Advantage, which I tell you is the kiss of death. No, if you do not do it,
Uh-oh.
it's it it claims to give you all these extra benefits, but it really is like an HMO run system with limited providers, and really designed to. I mean, it's great if you don't have any health problems, but if you got health problems, you're going to be stuck in a system that is doesn't function properly.
Sounds like
You
me.
know,
I'm stuck in the
it's
system.
yes, it's a way to deny you the care you really need.
Wow.
That's one thing. And I tried to get, within 3 weeks of being on that plan, I told Blue Cross I wanted out,
Mm-hmm.
and they told me you have to wait till open enrollment.
Gotcha.
Well, that was a lie, but I didn't know. I mean, and I even filed a complaint with Patty Murray's office and Medicare, and I didn't find out till like December that really, because I had just signed up for Medicare, that I had a year to change. I could have changed, and Blue Cross told me no, you have to wait.
And so here you are with one of the best insurance companies in Blue Cross. You got
Exactly.
folks that have state insurance, and the experience is exactly the same.
It's a yeah,
Wow.
and because of that, I was so upset over how I was dealt with
Mm-hmm.
and frustrated that then I learned and trained to be a Sheba volunteer, which is Sheba is the state trained volunteers to help people navigate Medicare.
Oh, really? So you
Yes,
trained to become that?
I trained to become one of those people
Wow.
because I wanted to learn every single in and out of that system.
Mm-hmm.
So I I ended up, the facility that I was volunteering for, you know, they they just wanted their own in-house staff to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Really, seniors are the people that need to be advising seniors, not people that who are 22 years old that just got trained up on it, because they
Gotcha.
don't really know.
Right.
It's experience. And
Mm-hmm.
I just suggest this to seniors and aging, that you need to have an in-house Sheba volunteer team.
Oh, I like it. That's a great idea.
Yeah, that's how it should be done. And but that's just another thing for them to work on. But so for I have learned though with Medicare, and this is an example of when you're on traditional Medicare, you always have to pay that Part B premium unless you can get qualified not to have to pay for it. So that's gone up to 185 this year. And then I get a supplement. So when I got on Medicare in 23, only 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I was paying 182 a month for a supplement. And now this year it's going to 265. So that's how much it's
Wow.
gone up in 3 years. And because of all the seniors that are coming into the system, it's just going to keep going up. Not only did that go up, my car insurance went up, my homeowners went up,
Mm-hmm.
my dental. I just found out I had to have a crown. Just took my dog to the vet. It's like I said to the vet, said, it's no wonder everybody's abandoning their pets
Mm-hmm.
because they can't afford to take care of them. And so I can see that, when you're in traditional Medicare, not Medicare Advantage,
Gotcha.
if you need to get an MRI, you can go. You don't need a prior authorization.
Really?
That's correct.
If you're not in the...
If you're in Medicare Advantage, see that it's not behooves them to deny that as much as possible because of how much it costs.
Wow. Okay. And that is just what I've been going through. And so one of the things, because I haven't, it's almost like we're coming back at the same time to do shows. Folks haven't really seen me go live. And I guess you'll hear it first. But one of the things that's happening is we are moving locations. We're actually in the new studio, and so we're talking about moving from two locations downtown and in G2 Prime, which is my living room, into one space and getting more storage and trying to get everything situated and wiring electronics and all that good stuff and working out the bugs, which we were doing up until 2 minutes before you walked in. At one point in time, this whole table was on its side with everything halfway hanging off. So it's a very interesting afternoon, let's say. So it's been crazy, but also there have been the health issues, and I've been going through the exact same things. I've been experiencing some numbness in my extremities, and I went and I actually got the MRI. And they saw some things, some, what's that, osteoporosis? Is that what arthritis is or whatever?
Or osteoarthritis.
Osteoarthritis, it's like got all this stuff going on, but they're like, okay, well, we can, refer you to see a specialist, and that specialist is in the end of April of 2026. So it's like, hey, if your limbs are going numb, that seems kind of urgent. April? And then they asked me when they called to make the appointment, it's like, well, we can't get you in until mid 2026. Do you still want the appointment? I mean, what are my choices here? Like, I got to take the appointment. Yeah, go ahead and put me down. And hopefully I'll be able to maintain in the interim. And so that was just one experience with that. And then the other one is, as many folks know, they see me walk around with my cane now. And I've got a torn meniscus and a Baker's cyst that's pretty big that hasn't been dealt with in my left knee. And they're saying, hey, we wanted you to go to physical therapy, right? And this one, I mean, my doctor's great, so I really don't want to, hit him on the head, really, because I've been with him for 15 years. Wherever he moves, I follow him. And he's seen a number of patients, so it's really easy to forget. But it was the wrong knee that he was looking at, that I was looking at, because we're resilient and we just kind of deal with our pain. And so the insurance company was like, no, we're not doing an MRI. You need to go through physical therapy, right?
Yeah, there's a criteria. 1, 2, 3. You have to jump through the
money. Mm-hmm. But we don't need that. We know physical therapy isn't going to help the torn meniscus and the Baker's cyst. It needs to be drained. And so once it dawned on me what was actually going on, I had to go back in my chart and find the history and then advocate for myself. And now I can go in and bypass that. But that's not until December 22nd. So, you're going to see me with a cane through Thanksgiving and, probably Christmas, because that's going to be the first appointment. Folks are going to be gone. And, so who knows when I'll get relief. So both of these, yeah, I'll be in pain. And so both of these things will be still kind of hanging there like a dangling participle until mid or late third quarter of 2026. And that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I totally get. I mean, I went in and got a nerve block in my back. It was intercostal nerve. And so the doctor, after it was done, he says, oh, well, go up to the front and tell him I want to see you in 3 weeks. So I go up there. I need my appointment in 3 weeks. Oh, well, we can't see you till December, late December. And I'm going, well, there you go.
Yeah.
And this is like at the pain clinic at Swedish.
Wow.
So it's like
so you're already traveling.
I'm already traveling, right?
And you're waiting.
And I'm waiting.
And you have Blue Cross.
Well, no, now I don't have Blue
Cross. No, you don't. Okay.
Anymore, but that was the
at the time.
Advantage.
Right.
But I mean, I guess I can only say that in order to jump the system, and this is where it's going to get worse too, as all these people age into Medicare. In Ohio, they're trying a pilot program. It's not just Ohio, but it's in the Midwest, 5 states, where now when you said you could get I said you can get an MRI and you don't need prior auth. So you don't have to wait weeks to get that referral to actually get the MRI. They're going to start an AI prior authorization program for people who are on traditional Medicare.
Wow.
And it's like, oh, I can see where this is going. And they're going to start cutting down ways to stop the costs. And so anybody that has like myself and my daughter, we have a genetic condition, in order for me to jump the system to see a specialist, and this is in Denver, by the way, that I'm going to have to fly to see.
Wow.
But I had a consult, a prior consult, that in order to get that and jump the system to get in to see him in early January, is I had to pay $600 out of pocket. And so anybody that has kind of a rare condition or needs, it really needs care right now,
Mm-hmm.
is you got to pay for it. And it's going to be just like attorneys, where you buy as much justice as you can afford to pay for.
Ooh, that's a hell of a saying right there. You can
And
get as
that,
much justice as you can pay for.
and that's where healthcare is going to go.
Yeah.
It is. It's because a lot of, like, my daughter specialists are shifting towards cash only, cash pay only.
Cash pay only. Wow.
And the reason, the justification the doctor gave for me to have to pay $600 is because we're complex patients that require a lot of review, and they don't get reimbursed for their time. And I know that's true because
Mm-hmm.
I see the Medicare bills and how much they pay. Then it's no wonder the system is, it's going to collapse. I mean, I'm seeing all the warning signs.
And we could do something about it, right?
I don't know. I don't know what.
I mean, it's gonna have to collapse. I mean, there's just too much greed. This machine is taking on a life of its own, and people are incentivized to keep the machine going. So when you jump in, you just get chewed up by the machine. So if you go into healthcare, you've got so much student debt, right? Then you've got to advocate for higher wages. So now you don't want to go and work in a low wage city or a rural city, provide the healthcare that's necessary. But we could flip that on its head. Like, we've got a crisis. When it's wartime, we need, Rosie the Riveter to come and start doing these rivets. We could say, hey, you know what? We got a healthcare crisis. We have a very sick America. We have an aging America, and we're going to incentivize and make this healthcare. We want folks in the medical field where it's saturated. It's not a problem. Folks can go back and even take care of neighborhoods and provide care. And there are things that we could do.
But we're already behind the 8 ball, though.
We are.
It's a shortage, and I think I read a recent, because I pay attention to the healthcare stuff, especially because I'm getting older. Is that there already is a lack of geriatricians.
And there's so many sectors, right? It's not just
Yeah.
healthcare. It's in, water, wastewater treatment, where folks are coming back off of retirement. We don't have any new blood in there to train up and have them know what's happening. So this is across industries. And then you have AI coming in at the same time. So again, it's going to take some radical thought and saying, hey, people are still necessary and needed, and they're going to have something to do. If there aren't going to be any jobs anyway, then let's learn how to take care of each other.
Well, and here's another example that I spent over 20 hours on the phone dealing with this. Is I was prescribed a medication. I've been taking it for a couple months, and my daughter takes it, so I know a lot about it. And I've had to deal with shortages for her because of the manufacturing side of it.
Mm.
So there's the generic, which is cheaper and cheap, or there's the brand, which of course doesn't get bought very often. So I had to get a prior auth for her to get that as a backup.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came time for me to try to get it, the insurance, I said, you need to make an exception because even your own mail order house cannot even get that drug. It's just not available. So you need to make an exception. Well, they wouldn't do that. They faxed the doctor to get a prior auth. They didn't like the code. And I said, you need to wait until my doctor faxes you.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I was 20 hours in the loop. Offshore, every single call was offshore. I demanded I wanted to speak to somebody in the U.S., a supervisor, and they'd say they were going to send me to one. I'd be on hold for 20 minutes with stupid music,
Mm-hmm.
and then they would answer it again. They wouldn't tell me what country they were in.
Wow.
They wouldn't tell me their ID number.
Wow.
They would just kept denying my appeals over and over, and told me that supervisors would call me. Nobody would call me. So I filed a complaint with Medicare. That didn't really go anywhere right away. But then once they sent me the denial in the mail, and I
Mm-hmm.
got the fax number for complaints, so I typed it all up and I explained how many days and how many hours that I had been jacked around on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
And these are people that, and I don't have anything against people outside the country, but I can tell that they are trained to read a script.
Right.
They don't know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
They just, and they are very, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so apologetic. And God forbid seniors that get
Right.
jacked around. At least I know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of doing. And it's like designed to deny care. And so I filed the complaint after I wrote it all up, and I said, you guys are taking advantage of seniors. This plan needs to be shut down because you can't even understand the people on the other end. And and when I can't get to somebody in the States
Mm-hmm.
that can speak English and understands what's really going on, I got to get concerned. And 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 this is a drug plan that has the AARP brand on it.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And so I said I'm gonna copy this to AARP. I'm gonna send it to Senator Patty Murray, and I'm filing a complaint with Medicare. And I faxed that in. They approved it within 12 hours.
Really?
Yes. So, but well, then I find out that AARP took a lot of flack because United Healthcare, because this is United Healthcare AARP,
Mm-hmm.
paid AARP $9 billion as a kickback for their brand.
Oh, just 9 billion, huh?
And so then AARP sets up a second company that's the intermediary, so that
Mm-hmm.
advocacy side that they have. It's it's a nightmare.
It really is. One thing I wanted to
So
show folks, and just let me know if this is accurate here. I love how proactive you are. This is what looks like what you
oh
would
yeah,
need to do
Sheba.
to become Sheba volunteer. Can you just quickly, and I'll put this link in the chat if someone wants to go through uh, what Kathy went through to become a Sheba certified
Yeah,
volunteer.
you just email in, and then when I was doing it, I think it was during COVID, so a lot of our stuff was all online, if I
Mm-hmm.
recall, our training. But also here is where you can, if you want to look at what Medicare plans are available in the state, on this website, I'm trying to remember where it is, you can find, like if you're doing traditional Medicare and you want to supplement, there's like 3 or 4 pages that show all the supplements that are available in the state and how much they cost.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's a really good place to go see.
Just do a little research.
Well, yeah, you can compare all the costs,
Wow.
and as far as what I learned with Sheba is that all the supplement plans, they are all the same. They all have to offer the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some might give you some extras, which probably is doubtful, but you can. So if you can kind of go with the lowest one, you got
Mm-hmm.
to do a little bit of research. But I found that is a great thing to go look at when you want to look at supplements. And I think they have one for Medicare Advantage. I'm not sure.
Let's see. Show at
But yeah,
gmail.com.
this is a great program.
And you said you were pretty much able to do it online?
Yeah, that's how it was before. Um,
And so I encourage people to take advantage of that. If you have the time, I think that's a great way to educate yourself, get this information so you're in the know, do some comparison, and then share what you learned. We are definitely out of time for today, but this was kind of a way to kind of
yeah,
say welcome
yeah.
back, and here's what's going on with Enetai. Again, that's Sunday at 4 p.m. at the Sylvan Way Library. So come on down and we will see Kathy again, if not this Friday, upcoming soon,
Yeah.
and we'll have more for you. Um,
As
stay
we
tuned
recover, as we move through the medical
as
stuff.
we and but it's all tied together, right? And it's all advocacy work and
It is.
speaking up and raising your voice, and getting what we need, getting our needs met, and having a quality of life that we deserve, for sure. So I'll give you the final word today.
Yeah, well, I guess when we talk, life isn't easy. I guess the only thing I can say as a friend of mine, especially when it comes to like filing these complaints, or when I did mortgage modifications, it's you to know what hoops you have to jump through, how to jump through them, and always remember that the system must be satisfied.
Wow. Feed the machine.
Feed the machine.
Feed me, Seymour. All right. And with that, that is the final word. It is Halloween. Please, again, take care of yourself, take care of each other. Be careful of kiddos out there walking around in the dark and the rain. Be safe. Check out the food because, well, you still got to do those things. And as always, we'll see you next time. For Kathy, I'm R1 Cameron. This is The Conduit. We will see